All right. I think we are good. Check my mic. My mic is on. I see some people in the chat room already. Very good. All right. Well, I am assuming this is indeed working. If you can hear me, can you just hit the number 1 in the chat box there? Just make sure that people can hear me. Nice. We're already at 2 likes. Good stuff. Okay, good. You can hear me? Well, then let's get cooking. All right, there we go, Jim. Let me see, Jim. Hey, Pebbles, good to see you. Add as. Yeah, man. Okay. There you go, Jim. I just gave you some moderator powers. I don't know what they are, but you can putz around with it. So I'll defer to your judgment if you see something that just is blatantly needing to be deleted. So, okay. So this is viewer driven. I want to let you dictate how this goes. I will take requests, stocks, futures, crypto, Forex, whatever you want to talk about. I will look at. If there's kind of general questions, I will take those. And if you want your question or request to go immediately to the top and have me do it right away, $5 super chats are how you can make that happen. If you don't, then you'll just have to risk maybe needing to wait 20, 30, 40 minutes before I get to your request because I start at the top and I'll work my way down. Why is Jim in charge? Because I know Jim and I trust Jim. So that is how it's going to work. And I think I want to maybe, because a lot of people have expressed interest in futures in these past live streams. So I think I'm going to make some live futures trades too. That way, those of you that are maybe have never done futures can see how they work. And the reason why I would submit for you as a stock trader, options trader, to consider futures is there's no pattern day trading rule. You don't need a whole lot of money. Your risk can be very, very minimal when you choose certain pathways, which I'll show you. So yeah, later on, if we can get enough interest in some live trades with futures, then I think I want to do that too. Just so, like I said, people can kind of see that it's just, if you can trade stocks, you can trade futures. In fact, trading futures is almost maybe too easy because it's, as you'll see, too easy in the sense of to do. I'm not saying to make money, but to do, because trading is just hard. Could you explain the crossover? Or sorry, we got to start at the top. Like I said, if you want your question to go immediately to the top and for me to address it right away, or your request, a $5 super chat will accomplish that. So S-O-U-N, we have from Huang. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. So let's go to the daily time frame here. So on the good news front, the price is still staying above the 200-day simple moving average, a very, very important level. In fact, if the price were to drop down there, then really there's no case that can be made from a bullish side of things because that line is just, that's kind of the do or die. So now from a short-term perspective, it's clearly a downtrend. From a medium-term perspective, all this is clearly in a downtrend. But from the big picture point of view, especially if I consider that right there, you could still make the argument that there is this big picture, this multi-month bull flag pattern here on SOUN. But in my opinion, at least, that all goes away if the price comes down there and then breaks down below the 200-day simple moving average. So that's why I say so far so good. You can see on what was yesterday, Tuesday, price got somewhat close to it and then has now gotten the bounce back up. So on the daily time frame, that's helping us out there. Let's drop down to the hourly time frame. So the big dynamic here, let me just get rid of these as they serve their purpose now. On the hourly that we're seeing, and this is just a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So this was a support. Price broke down below it right there. And then you can see kind of the floodgates opened up to the downside there. Now it is bouncing up, so don't get me wrong, that this is good. There is a nice upwards move here. But from a bigger picture standpoint, you do have to consider, okay, yeah, it is bouncing, but what was happening before this bounce upwards? And you would say, well, the price was up here, and then it dropped all the way down here, which is now drawn and given me a bear flag pattern. Now, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean the price is for sure going to go up. And in this situation, just because something's a bearish pattern does not mean the price is going to go down. But would it be shocking if this thing all of a sudden came down and then got more continuation? That wouldn't necessarily be shocking. So, yes, that's a good move. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying don't get overly excited about it because really it's just a bear flag pattern with the next key battleground right up here at 1040. And it's a double whammy right now, because not only is it this former area of support that we talked about, you also have the purple line right there, which basically right on top of it, the 50 period moving average. Keyword there being moving. So eventually that line is going to move down below that level. But right now 1040 could certainly be a very stubborn point. I really love your videos on personal growth. I just landed a new job today, and your videos helped me build a plan to get there. Man, that's awesome, Ty. Just out of curiosity, what would you say one of my videos on quote unquote personal growth was? Because I'm not exactly sure which one, or maybe the type of video you're talking. Well, you would say the type is personal growth, but I'm curious. Could you? Because that's awesome. That's very motivating. I'm very honored and humbled to have played a small role in that. But I'm curious, what do you mean by a personal growth video? All right, let's see. Where is the next request? DraftKings. Wow, you guys are just expecting I know all my ticker singles. Is that DKNG? There we go. All right, let's go to the daily. And who is this for? This is for Brian. All right. So right here, the power of charts. Amazing. Now, are charts perfect? They're not. There's no holy grail. And I should note, let's hit that like button. Let's at least get this up to 50 likes. I plan on going for about an hour. So let's get this up to 50 likes. If you are enjoying this, if you're finding it helpful, if you feel like you're learning something and you want me to continue to do this, hitting that like button, very easy way to communicate that. And also Pebbles, who gave a fantastic super chat yesterday. I don't know if you're a guy or girl, but I'll just call it. How about this? I'll just call Pebbles. But Pebbles is like, hey, chat also helps. So if you want to start some discussions amongst one another in the chat box, that's also very appreciated, because according to Pebbles, that helps out too with the algorithm. And the algorithm, if it shows it to more people, then we could get more people here, and then it becomes more worth my time, and maybe we can start to do even cooler stuff. So just started doing this like, I don't know, a week and a half ago. So very new to all this. So looking to try to expand things. So hitting that like button, conversations, super chats are obviously always appreciated also. But DKNG, so just crazy. Look at this. Drop. And then look, what a coincidence, right where it stopped going down. Right there at the purple line, the 50-day simple moving average. Now, it's not always going to be respected that way, but to say that charts have no rule or no role or anything, I think is a little deceiving, but beautiful bounce right off that area right there. And now you have some upwards movement. So moving forward, just from a bigger picture standpoint, definitely want to see the price continue to hold that purple line. If that purple line is ultimately violated, then yeah, no guarantees, but I could see it very realistically then venturing down to test that pink line there, 200-day moving average. Let's go down to the hourly. Okay, so yeah, let's check out this, because this is one of these situations where I don't think I'm really convinced right now of the bullishness, and I'll explain why. I think, but like I said, this is just the naked eyeball test here. Yes, all right, I am not convinced right now of this upwards move. Now, to be fair, is this upwards move from here to here, is that bullish? It is bullish. But so was that upwards move until it got rejected. So was that upwards move until it got rejected. That upwards move was nice, and then it got rejected. That upwards move was nice, and then it got rejected. Now, does that mean that for sure guaranteed this upward move is going to get rejected? No, there are no guarantees. All I'm saying is I'm not really convinced of anything being truly bullish until the price can prove itself. How am I defining prove itself? By getting above and staying above that red resistance line right there. So that's going to be a key level to watch moving forward before, in my opinion, again, before any sort of conversation really makes sense to start to say, I think the bulls are starting to, start to regain some control. I think the bulls are starting to make a bigger appearance. Well, in my mind, it's got to get up above that level and stay above it. In terms of levels of support, somebody gave a super chat, but again, as a reminder, super chat's got to be $5, but I will. Oh, Tom just gave one just to give one, looks like. Again, like I said, we implemented the rule yesterday, or else I'm going to turn into like slave labor here and be here like all day, never see my kids again, because I'm doing a bunch of requests for $2 a piece. So $5 super chats is the rule. But I know Tom has been here before, so he might not have been aware of that rule change. So I'll honor that, Tom. But moving forward, $5 is the super chat rule. But thank you nonetheless. And then in terms of areas of support, no need to overcomplicate this. Just ask basic questions. Where did the bleeding finally stop on this move? Well, as of right now, the bleeding has stopped not once, but twice, right down there at 41.50. You can see stop there. So we'll see if this continues to hold. But if it does roll back over, that does become a valid question of, hey, Do you get some sort of triple bottom bounce back up there? Again, no guarantees, but I certainly wouldn't consider you crazy to think that maybe the price could bounce off of 41.50. All right, let's see. What did Tom ask for? Apple. Okay, let's go do Apple. Nice. Already up to 22 likes. Fantastic. A lot of the personal finance playlist. The Dear Young People video is really good. Dear Young People. I have no idea. I don't remember that one, Ty, but I'm glad. I'm glad you found those helpful. That's awesome. That's good fuel to the fire from like the coaching and teaching perspective to know that, because sometimes you wonder, I don't know, is the internet just filled with a bunch of like trolls? And it's not. I mean, I think since I've started the live stream, we've maybe had, I don't know if we've really had any trolls. We've had a couple people that are a little sketchy, but for the most part, I mean, no, there's a lot of good quality people. And so I'm glad that you're, and what did you say, Ty? You just landed a job? Just landed a new job today. That is awesome. What's your new job? Okay, I answered that. Thanks for doing those during lunchtime. You're welcome. Could you explain the crossovers on the chart? Which graphs do you have enabled? I think by crossovers, I think, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you mean the moving averages. So the purple line here is the 50 period moving average. The pink line here is the 200 period simple moving average. And emphasis on simple because there are many different types of moving averages. I'm using the simple moving average. Which graphs do you have enabled? Well, I'm hopping around right now. We're on the daily time frame, but you can always see which graph, or I think what you mean by that is which time frame. You can always see that up here. So right now we're on the daily, but then we've taken a look at the hourly, and then if I drop to the 30-minute, so that is. Wait, I'm supposed to be doing Apple right now. How did I get myself distracted? Sorry, Tom. All right, let's get to Apple. Isn't the market having an update, or am I crazy? It is having an update. So what's Apple doing? Why is Apple down? It's not game over the end of the world, but that's not exactly the most, right? Our other tech stocks have got to be up. What's Nvidia doing? Yeah, gap up green, SMCI, gap up. AVGO. Yeah, okay. I don't know. So that's weird. Apple with the gap down when the market is gapped up, and most assuming there was some sort of news or something that came out. Now, overall, from the big picture standpoint, again, it's not like Apple is destroyed and the chart's ruined. Still staying above that 50-day simple moving average right there, which is good to see. But yeah, that's really kind of the biggest takeaway right away from the daily time frame is not the best context when most things are moving up. But let's drop down to the hourly. So yeah, from a trading standpoint, got to think that probably quite a few people, naked eyeball test here, yeah, there we go. Watching that 241.75 mark, going back through the history of things, you can see that this was a former area of resistance, and then just basic technical analysis, when levels of resistance are broken, they tend to act as support, which happened there, and then it's so far so good is happening there. So you're going to have a couple groups of people. You're going to have longs saying, if the price comes down here, I think it's going to bounce from there. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I don't know what that means. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Well, why is my connection status poor right now? Okay, well, I guess it's still working. I don't know if we have any tech gurus, what is YouTube is not receiving enough video? I don't know, is my internet provider struggling today? First time I've seen that message, but we will press on. So you're going to have longs saying, if the price comes down here, I think it could bounce. And hey, I totally see what they're saying, that there's logic behind it. You're going to have other people saying, if the price comes down here and fails, I think that could create a short. I think that could create more pressure to the downside. And I totally see what they're saying. So more of the story is that's why risk management matters. Somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong. But the point here is that you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching that 241.75 area. And then just from an overall health perspective, assuming you're bullish, if the price does not hold above there, I'm not saying it drops straight down to the 200 period moving average, but looking back through the history of things, you can see there just isn't exactly a whole lot data points that suggest any sort of overall areas of support. So 241.75, very important level. And let's just check out on the 30-minute. So 30-minute, nice bounce here, but one candle doesn't make or break it. But then in terms of resistance in the near term, if this current bounce is going to get any sort of recovery back upwards, of chance of it, right there at 245, going through the history of things, you can see 245, support, support, support. When supports are broken, they tend to act as resistance, and right there acting as resistance. So if this bounce does continue, the 245 mark is kind of the big question mark in terms of will it be able to hold. All right. Again, $5 super chats. Bring your request right to the top, or questions, and I will answer them right away. That way you don't have to sit around and wait. Let's see. Tesla. Yeah, thank you about people letting me know about the signal. I don't know if the stream picked up on it, but I was questioning it. But now YouTube says I have excellent connection, so I don't know if I wish I had better. Okay, we got a $5 super chat, so I got to get right to it right away. AMD for the long term. Okay. How long term? Do you want to see the weekly chart? Like how long term are you thinking? AMD. I'll just err on the side. Let's go to the weekly chart first. You did say long term. So weekly chart, meaning that each one of these candlesticks represents an entire week. So each one of these is 5 days long. So we are definitely on a very big picture viewpoint here. But right now, not great on the weekly time frame, mainly just because we had this bear pennant pattern that as of right now, you can see the price is broken down through there. So right now, the weekly chart is in the middle of a bear pennant breakdown. Now, the week is not done, so this candle could theoretically recover. But as of right now, a breakout has occurred. It is working its way down. So the weekly time frame, not looking good. Let's go to the daily time frame. Do we have a falling wedge? Maybe, or am I trying to... See, what I got to be careful is when somebody gives a super chat, like I want to have nice things to say, but... They don't need to hear nice things. They need to hear the truth. That's what they've given a super chat for, is the truth. So I got to be very careful. I don't try to fit a square peg through a round hole just to say something nice. I don't know. I'll let you decide if you think this is a falling wedge or not, which would be a bullish pattern. Yeah, I that looks more so just like a downwards channel to me. I don't know. Worst case, a poor man's falling wedge. But that's definitely the pattern on the daily. You can see these trend lines are doing a good job right now of focusing on things. So I could very well see AMD pulling back a little bit more. Then it becomes a question of, will this serve as a support? Maybe come down here, bounce off of it. And then maybe that's what kind of generates momentum back to the upside. But on the daily, at least we got a little bit of a green candle here. But yeah, still a lot of work that needs to be done, because what you have to be careful of is even if the price starts to kind of have a channel in the upwards direction, once again, that is good. Don't get me wrong. Channels in the upwards direction are good. But caring about the bigger picture, you have to acknowledge the channel, sure, but you have to also say, well, what was happening before this channel? And you'd say, well, the price was up there before it came all the way down here, which now you have a bear flag pattern here. So that's, again, things have got to go up. And if it's a truly strong move, that bear flag will be destroyed, and it won't matter. It'll be an invalid pattern. But right now, AMD has definitely a lot of work that needs to be done. Let's go down to the 30-minute, though. So 30-minute, nice bounce. In the very near term, from a resistance standpoint, I know you want things from an overall standpoint, but just I won't go any further down below the 30-minute. But right here, 106.25, going to be that near-term key battleground. But even like I've said before, just because things are bouncing, I'd be very skeptical until the price can quote-unquote prove itself. And that is, in this situation, getting up above that purple line there, 50 period moving average. Keyword being moving. So, yeah, as time goes by, that line is going to move itself downwards and basically serve as a trend line that's drawing itself for you. But for you, since you care about more of the bigger picture of things, on the daily time frame, personally, I'm not convinced of any sort of upwards moves until the price can bare minimum get above that resistance line right there. But even if it can, I still would be very skeptical because not that far away, you have the purple line. That's basically a mirror image, that being the 50-day moving average, which could also act as resistance. So as of right now, you basically have this resistance zone between these two areas just following you down. So yes, there can be good solid moves. There can be bullish moves. Right there was bullish, rolled back over. Right there was bullish, rolled back over. Look at that, bullish, came back down. Bullish, came back down. So if it starts to go back up again, maybe that's the move that finally delivers it. But I don't think anybody would be shocked if all of a sudden the price came back down. So yeah, I wish I had better news for you, but yeah, AMD, it's a rough run right now. But like I said, I am assuming you want the truth, you want the honest analysis, not the rosy picture analysis. Just because I wanted to say something nice since you gave a super chat. Likes are looking good. We need 20 more. Nice. So we're good. We still got at least 40 more minutes. So yeah, hit that like button if you are enjoying. Have conversation in the chat box. All that helps for my understanding. All right. So let's go back up to. Let's see. Okay, Tesla, have a request for. Again, $5 super chats make me, I guess they do. They make me immediately do your alert. I will stop immediately and get to it. That way you don't have to wait. The problem is, like, for example, the person that requested Tesla did so like 15 minutes ago. So they've had to wait 15 minutes to get to that. So, and I make no promise that I ever get to yours too. Because if I get distracted or we start talking about futures or something else, then it is what it is. But super chats, I will get to, and I will get to immediately. All right, so, yeah, Tesla's looking rough too, just on the daily. Think about it. We've established that the Qs, so the NASDAQ has got the gap, even right now, the gap up and a good solid green candle. And then you put that next to Tesla. And I wanted to, Apple just had a flat out gap down. So this isn't quite as bad as Apple, but yeah, still a red day. And as I talked about previously, I think, I think there's a very real chance at this point now goes down and revisits that 200 period moving average. I think this is almost acting as a magnet at this point in time and wants to bring the price down there. But again, no guarantees. So don't be like some weird looking guy on the internet said that this was for sure going down there. So I'm going to get short right now. I didn't say that. I did not say that. But would anybody be shocked if the price eventually kind of just drifted down to that pink line? No, I don't think anybody would be shocked by that. So let's drop down to the hourly. So hourly going in today had a bit of a falling wedge, and it started off nice on the day. This is one of these. It depends on your perspective. If you're some sort of day trader, then the break to the upside of that pattern from there up to there, I mean, that's enough. I'm not calling it a home run trade, but that movement's enough right there to have a winning breakout trade from a day trading standpoint. Now, if you're not really a day trader and you're looking for bigger moves or you're trying to give things a little bit more leeway, then yeah, this was a very frustrating move. Breakout, and then came right back down to essentially, in fact, let's go down to the 30-minute. I think we'll see it better. Yeah, it came right back down. So if I extend this trend line out and the power of charts, came all the way down here and then found some support right at that lower trend line that I had drawn before. As of right now, that trend line is pretty much worthless now. So at least it's trying to go sideways. That's encouraging. In the nearer term, the key area of resistance right there at, what is that, 309. I mean, not once, but 2 times price has tried to get up through 309. So there's definitely sellers, shorts, etc., up around that area. But from a trading standpoint, you got to think that if the price does break above there, you could get a nice little pop to the upside, because it's logical, in my opinion, that there are some shorts with their stop losses hiding slightly above that area. So if the price can push up through there, you trigger those stops, which creates buying. So that could create a push to the upside if the price can get up there. But yeah, very clearly that the weight is still very much so in the downwards direction here on Tesla. And then just out of curiosity, what's going on here with the 5-minute. So yeah, 5-minute, that 50 period moving average right now being a very stubborn level. And then just from a trading, more of a day trading standpoint, you got to think that there's quite a few shorts watching that level at 297.50 and saying, okay, all right, let's see if the price comes back down here. If it breaks that level, I'm taking that short. You can take a short there with a stop right there. Aim for right there as an initial area to potentially for the price to go. So again, from you know that, and you got to think there's probably quite a few long stops right below that area, because I mean it was a support. So I don't think it's unreasonable to think that there's quite a few stops hiding down below that area. So if the price can get down to that area, it triggers those stops and then creates potentially more downside selling pressure. So there's Tesla. DNN. Let's take a look at DNN for Rolando. So daily here, looking good. Let me take a step back. The daily today is looking good. The overall chart, very, very brutal. And I mean, even this trend line right here, that's a nasty trend line. Okay, all right, that makes it interesting. So right now, the daily is literally doing battle with this trend line right here. Didn't realize that, but I'm looking at this trend line. Boom, rejected, 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 rejected. And right now, it's doing battle. So the big question mark here as we head into the afternoon session, are the bulls going to have enough strength to push up through there? That's definitely the main dynamic to keep an eye on from the daily chart perspective right now. Can the price push up through that level and give it a good go in the upwards direction? Let's hop down to the hourly time frame. Oh, no. Okay, well, not impossible, but more difficult. So now we're on the hourly. Notice what's right in conjunction with this trend line here. We have the 50-period moving average. So now it's a double whammy that the price is having to deal with. You have, again, the trend line here, and you also have the 50-period moving average down here on the 30 minutes. So that's doesn't make it impossible. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price is now struggling that much more here at that level. So I would say DNN, that's what it's all about right now. It's at that trend line. Can this break actually get enough momentum and maintain the strength to push up through there? That'll be the main thing to watch. Again, I am going through. If you have a request that you want me to get to right away or a question, $5 super chat will make me see it right away, and I'll do it right away. What do you think of SOFI? Let's take a look at SOFI. Well, yeah, like a lot of these tech stocks, yeah, SoFi, I know it's like a bank, but like it's like a bank tech kind of mixture. It's got its feet kind of in both territories. But yeah, I mean, nice bounce here. But really right now, the question of just across the market with all these is this a legitimate bounce or is this just some sort of dead cat bounce? So that remains to be seen. But yeah, daily is telling us it's doing well so far. I'll get rid of those lines up there. They don't really pertain to anything anymore. Yeah, I should probably map out this one just from a daily standpoint as a very important level of support, which it did do a good job of honoring. But was this area of support right here at 1360. So going back through the history of things, you can see 1360 support, 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 and then it did ultimately act as support right there and then create a nice little bounce. So moving forward, if the price does roll back over any sort of breaks down below 1360, yeah, that's going to start to make the chart look extra sketchy. Let's go down to the hourly. Whoops. Yeah, hourly. So as would be expected, you have a nice bounce going on right here. In the near term, I would say the main area of resistance right there at 1505. And then you also want to watch that purple line very closely as it's already shown that it's being respected as resistance. You can see back here. So if the price can break above 1505, that is a good thing. I just want to get overly excited about it because not that far away you have the 50-period moving average there, which could very realistically act as resistance. And then, 30-minute is pretty much mimicking what I just talked about in terms of moving averages. Yeah, you have 1505, but now the 30-minute is saying, yeah, but now slightly above that red line, you have the 200-period. So again, on the hourly, slightly above the red line, we have the 50-period moving average, a purple line. And then on the 30-minute, slightly above that red line, we have the 200-period moving average. So in other words, I could very realistically see, a false breakout here. because people aren't noticing these other moving averages on the other time frames, and they're getting all excited and buying there, and then these other moving averages smack it right back down. So that's why, in my opinion, multiple time frame analysis is a very important thing to do. Let's see, what else do we have? I recently switched internet providers. Makes me wonder which provider you're using. Who am I using? They're new because I've only lived in this house for like 6 months. Who am I using? Extreme? Here, Mediacom Extreme. I live now in the state of Iowa, and I just moved here back in August, so like I'm still trying to, like, I don't, like, if you ask me who's your power provider, I'm like, okay, who is the power provider? Mid-American. Who is my internet provider? I don't know, Mediacom. Never heard of them until I got out here. AMD. Rolando, again, you do not need to post multiple times. Like I said, I will get to it when I get to it, but you posting many times is not going to speed anything up. If you want me to get to it right away, just do a super chat. But I start at the top and work my way down. So I will see it. There's you posting multiple times doesn't do any good. PLTR, all right. And then after this, I think we might try to make a trade. I'll do a live trade just because I think a lot of you, I don't know, I'll ask. Maybe some of you just don't care about futures at all, but we'll see. All right, PLTR. Did this one in my top 10 list yesterday, which at the end of every day, I do a top 10 stocks, and I know PLTR was in that. So that's where these annotations are coming from, and I talked about the falling wedge. So yeah, as of right now, the falling wedge is broken. It is broken, which now leads to the question, is this the start of an even bigger breakout? Well, got to go right away to MU. Got another $5 super chat for long term. Okay, let's start on the weekly here for MU. So MU, all right, right here, you got to think that all sorts of people are watching that trend line at that point. Now, again, this is the weekly time frame. Each one of these candlesticks represents an entire week. So we are definitely looking at a broader scope of things. But that is what I would call the golden goose for two reasons. Number one, it's just a very well, I think a lot of people have noticed that trend line. So you could get some self-fulfilling prophecy breakouts on that. Second reason is if it breaks that red line, that also implies that it's broken up above the purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. Which is good, which is what you want to see from the bullish side of things. Put that behind you too. Now, I think it will be a tough battle to push up through that area because it is going to be a double whammy of resistance. It'll be the 50-week simple moving average and that trend line. But if the price can push up through there, that could definitely spur on some buying pressure. All right, let's go down to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly, the key level here that's certainly been very, very annoying over the past couple of weeks for the bulls, or excuse me, yeah, for the bulls is that pink line. 200 period moving average, you can see right there, rejected. Got up in that general area, rejected. So it's not like it's a flat out, like right there is basically a flat out rejection. These other two situations, both here and here, not flat out rejections, but just illustrating that whenever the price gets right up around that area, it's like the bears flip a switch and the momentum just disappears. So it's not a problem of necessarily pushing above the pink line, but the problem becomes in terms of staying above that pink line. So that's definitely been the key dynamic. So really, before you do any really focus on doing battle with that, the key overarching trend line there, the daily is suggesting that, yeah, don't even talk about that trend line until the price can at least get up above that level. So 200 days simple moving average going to be the key level there to keep a close eye on. Let's go down to the hourly. All right, so this is encouraging. Good. Well, it is. I think it is. Is it? Yeah. Okay. So we have a break of that trend line. Now, however you draw the trend line, if you want to do that, however you draw it, the trend line has been broken. So that's a step in the right direction. On the hourly, price is also now nicely above the pink line there, 200 period moving average. It is approaching this purple line here, so that'll be the next big phase. But overall, I think the most important dynamics from a per your request for the long term are all about the weekly trend line right here and that 50-period moving average. But as we learned, really before you put any focus on that, you got to keep an eye on that daily 200-period moving average, because that's been the key drag down. But as of right now, very nice gap up, very nice bullish candle right now individually. But as of right now, the price could still do something like this where it kind of is working its way upwards. But then from an overall standpoint, you'd have to worry about the upwards channel, but downwards move there, which would just still be giving you a bear flag. But nonetheless, today, a nice step to trying to turn things around. Let's see. DNN, PLTR. Yeah, did PLTR. That's just starting the... US. Okay, do I have USD? No. Oh, JPY. There we go. All right, we're going to take a look at some Forex real quick. So we're looking at the dollar versus the yen. Daily time frame, I would say, is sitting at a very, very important level. So I don't know if you're bullish or bearish on this thing, but if you are bullish, then yeah, you definitely want to see the price maintain above this area right here. You can see this was the lows in basically early December, and so far so good. Holding strong right there. So from a trading standpoint, I can see people saying, you know what, I think this is about to bounce. I can see people getting long with a stop loss right there, so very minimal risk. And if you do get a bounce, you could be looking at some nice upside potential. But I can also see shorts saying, if this fails, I want to get short because I think that's going to generate more pressure to the downside. I can see that being a very real possibility too. If there is any sort of bounce, I'd keep a close eye on that 200-period moving average. That'll be kind of the main dynamic, although now that I look at it in the very near... In fact, let's just go down to the hourly. I think the hourly will make this trend line a little bit easier to see and draw. But we have that trend line right there to keep an eye on. So we have right now on the hourly a descending triangle pattern. So I'll just make it one color. So there is our resistance level. There is that area of support. So descending, which is a bearish pattern. But as I've mentioned already, bearish does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go down, just like bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go up. But yeah, I would lean more bearish on this one. But like I said, the daily does suggest that it's trying. It's bounced off this level before. Will it bounce again? We'll have to see what happens. Again, we're 13 away. I want to get up to 50 likes. That would be fantastic. So if you are enjoying, hit that like button. And is anybody interested in kind of futures trading and seeing futures? Does anybody want to see a live futures trade? Because I know a lot of you here are into stocks, which is fine, but if I can, I would try to convince you to consider futures for a couple different reasons. Does anybody want to see some live futures trading? Or do you want to just stick with the analysis? There's 3 people at least. Uh-oh. Now viewers are dropping. Okay. So very quickly, for those of you that maybe don't do futures and you're thinking, okay, I've lost interest, let me just try to keep your interest here and just kind of tell you a brief summary of why I think futures are way better than stocks. Stocks, you have to deal, unless you have $25,000, you have to deal with a pattern day trading rule. So pattern day trading rule just means you can't trade as much as you want. And as a stock, in fact, in the chat box, let people know, like if you can, so people don't know I'm not just saying stuff, but like if you're a stock trader, you trade options, is the pattern day trading rule very frustrating? Doesn't maybe force you to trade with strategies you don't necessarily want to trade with, but you have to trade with them because of the pattern day trading rule. You only get 3 day trades per 5 days. So I would submit that the pattern day trading rule is a very, very annoying thing. And I think a lot of stock traders and options traders are annoyed by the pattern day trading rule. And so that's reason number one. I would like to see, I don't know what it is. Okay, cool. Well, that's reason number one. I would say stocks or futures are way better than stocks and options because there is zero pattern day trading rule, meaning you can show up and you can trade as much as you want. Reason number two, they're open pretty much around the clock. Now, not on Saturdays, but they're open a whole lot. So there's a flexibility of schedule. If you have kind of a tight schedule, there's ways where you can, get that. You can find trades because they're open a whole lot. In fact, just to illustrate, on Sundays they open at 6 p.m. Eastern. On Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's the worst, but be careful of over. Yeah. I mean, overtrading is a real threat, regardless. But I would rather have the threat being overtrading as opposed to some arbitrary rule thrown on you where you get stuck in a trade because you're like, well, I can't get out of this because if I do, that's a day trade. And I already burned all my day trades. I mean, the horror stories are crazy. And another reason why, if you short, meaning you want to make price when go down, I get it. But like, well, I like to short small cap stocks or I like to short penny stocks because they always eventually go down and they're very volatile. Okay, that's fair. But when it comes to shorting, you have to go through the hassle of trying to find shares, trying to locate them. Then you have to pay locate fees. And it's just, in fact, let me just bring up my futures thing right now so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. There we go. So then you have to worry about, okay, now I got to go locate shares and then pay extra. And it's a massive hassle. In futures, if you want to short something, you just short it. You don't have to borrow anything. You don't have to find anything, locate shares, nothing. Another thing, stocks, options, all that sort of stuff, even cryptos. You got to find what's moving. What's the hot crypto? What's the hot stock? What's getting volume? All this sort of stuff. With futures, you have none of that. You trade the same thing every day. The same thing every day because the same thing every day gives you opportunity. It gives you plenty of tradable things. So from you don't have to pay for scanners. You don't have to worry about scanners. None of that. That's another reason. And then the main reason I would say is because of the way it allows you to manage risk. And I trade futures through a prop firm, and I would encourage you to trade futures through a prop firm. And the way a prop firm works is this. So let me bring that over. There we go. So a prop firm is they're a company where you go and you purchase buying power. So for example, and what you see at the top of the screen, when did I finally start trading futures? Back in November. My community finally convinced me to do it. But you go and you purchase buying power. So right here, you could purchase $50,000 worth of buying power for $85. So that gives you an account. And then you have to go and you have to prove yourself as a trader. Now, what do I mean by prove yourself as a trader? Well, you've got to show that you can manage risk and make money. So what does that mean? Well, during the test phase here, you've got to make $3,000. But during that test phase, you are not allowed to lose more than $2,000. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get up to $3,000. And then if you can pass the test, then you go into what's a funded account. And that's where you start making money. You can start what's known as requesting payouts. But this is what I really like about it. Is you're going to do dumb things. Maybe you've already done dumb things, but I've done dumb things. You're going to have those situations where you're like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. What was I thinking? And if you're using your own money, those situations can cost hundreds, thousands of dollars. But in this situation, let's say you have one of those moments and you lose your mind for some reason and you lose $2,000. What did it actually cost you? Did you lose $2,000 out of your account? You didn't. You only lost the cost of the account, which was $85. Ant, you still haven't signed up, Ant. You are the most stubborn person I've ever met. For context, Ant has been asking questions on futures for like the past 5 live webinars. He has done super chats, which is fantastic, but the dude won't do it. Ant, you might be the most stubborn person I've ever met. No, you don't have to reach it in 1 month. You can take as long as you want. So now I would encourage people to get it done in a month because if the month goes by, then you have to pay another $85. But in futures, they move quick enough where $3,000 you can make. Again, I'm not saying anything's easy, but futures are fast enough where the $3,000 in a month is more than reasonable. But again, you got to do that without losing $2,000. But again, if you lose your mind, you do something really stupid, and you lose the $2,000, again, they just take away the account. So it costs you $85, but then you can always purchase another account. So my point is this: when you have one of those, oh wow, that was really stupid, but man, I learned a lot. I would rather have one of those moments cost you $85 compared to $2,000 because you're using your real money with either stocks or crypto or options or something like that. So it allows you to stay in the game longer. It allows you to learn longer because it's not, you're not having your full-blown capital on the line. Better than making leverage. All this is leverage. Futures have a lot of leverage already a part of them. So that's kind of my spiel on why I would say futures are way, way better than crypto, than futures, than Forex, than options, especially with a prop firm, how they have that built-in risk control. You can learn a whole lot for $85, compared to using your own money and having a $2,000 loss and then literally having lost $2,000 of your own money, where in this situation, it would be $85. So right away, off the get-go, I mean, if I were to tell you that this was not a futures chart, I don't think anybody here would be like, oh, this is not a stock chart. I can't tell. I can tell the difference. No, this looks like anything. This could be a crypto chart. This could be anything. So a chart is a chart. If you know how to trade charts, then you could do cryptos. Now, I got to be careful because I don't want to just throw something out there for the sake of doing it. But I also, don't want, where are we at? 46. So I should be able to find something. So maybe you're wondering, well, how fast do these things actually move? So what I'm going to do here is just, I'm going to do 3 micros. So you do not trade shares, you trade contracts. So I'm going to do 3 contracts and I'm going to do a micro, meaning the gains are not going to be a whole lot, but on the flip side, the risk is not going to be a whole lot. So this is somewhat, okay. All right, well, now technically speaking, this isn't going to be the most, all right, maybe, maybe I'll just buy down here. Stop there. Okay, we'll just do this. So this is not going to be the most. So what I want you to pay attention to, though, is down here. Let's see, how volatile are they? And even if you say that's not volatile enough for me, that seems slow, just realize that you can fix that problem by adding more contracts. So this is
order filled.
Okay, I am in. Now watch this number here. That's the number that I want you to see as it fluctuates.
Order
so I
filled.
took one out, took
Order
another
filled.
out,
Order
and
filled.
took another out. So just a quick little scalp. Now, I don't remember how much I was up already. Does anybody remember what that number was beforehand? I can't quite remember what that was. But anyways, you saw me buy. It came up. You saw the numbers fluctuating, and that was 3 micros. In the world of futures, that was at 139. Okay, so I made, about 30, 40-ish bucks or something on that. But don't get caught up in how much I made. But what did you think when you saw those numbers fluctuating along? Did that seem pretty quick? Again, if you're saying, no, Clay, that was actually not very quick at all. Okay, all you'd have to do is come up here and be like, all right, let's do 5. Let's do 10 micro contracts. Let's do 15. So there is an example there of a, sorry, it was 127. Okay, so 127 up to, so that was about 50 bucks in just a matter of not that long. Again, this is a prop account. So worst case, so this is, on this size account, I'm able to lose 3,000. So worst case, I lose 3,000. So let's say this is you. You have a $100,000 purchasing account. Let me bring this up real quick. So again, let's say you have the $100,000 account. So you can get $100,000 of purchasing power for $165. You're allowed to lose up to 3,000. So if on that trade that we were just watching, it just, everything just died and I lost my mind and I blew up the account and lost $3,000, what would you have actually done? So if this was your account and that happened to you, the question becomes, how much would you have lost? Did you lose $3,000 from your piggy bank? The answer would be no, you did not. You would have just lost $165. So if you lose your mind and you're thinking, wow, that was really painful, but a good learning lesson, I'd rather have painful being defined as only 165 as opposed to 3,000. I hope that makes sense to people, because that's why I argue these are just for the new trader, for the struggling trader, for the trader trying to figure things out. The learning lessons are so much cheaper compared to, if you go on tilt with your own money and then end up losing so much more. So, all right. Okay, here we go. Coming down. Let's see if I can maybe make another one here. Come on.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm in. So now this is just one. So I just want you to get the idea of this is what one contract is looking like. And watch numbers there. Again, and this is just one contract. So watch those numbers. I might add another one in just so you can kind of see how things change. So I have a stop down there, which is
order filled.
So I'm going to click there and put my stop right there. So there's my stop. That blue line is my entry. Right there will be an initial take profit. So yeah, let's see if this thing bounces. But again, what I mainly want to watch is the numbers down here. And then watch how it trades. I mean, very smooth. Very smooth. See if we can get up there to hit me at my first profit target area. There we go.
Order filled.
So now what I'm going to do is just put my stop slightly. So this is now a winning trade. My stop is here in front of my entry point. So now it's not a question of if I make money, but how much money am I going to make? So let's see if this thing wants to... Is it going to stop me out as it comes back down? So again, I am in the green now. My stop is here. The red line is above the blue line, meaning it's going to be a winning trade. Just how much of a winning trade? Because I don't know how high this could go. If this thing all of a sudden spikes to the upside, I'm going to be sitting pretty. Coming back down. Now this isn't the most valid stop loss, but again, I'm trying to illustrate more so the point. But again, just watch these numbers down here. Come on, give me a bounce. Does not like to be bossed around. Am I going to be stopped? Yeah. There I go. So out there for another trade. So there, again, example of, in my opinion at least, I think that's very smooth. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to reiterate. If you're looking at these numbers and saying, that was slow, I want to see bigger numbers than that for my trading, for what I'm looking to do, that is totally fine. You can come up here and you can increase the position size and you will see those numbers change very, very quickly. And again, use that link if you are interested in this at the top of the screen, claytrader.com/take profit, because that is what will allow you to get the 50% off. So 50% off, use that link. That'll allow you to do that. If there's any questions on futures or anything like that, let me know. But again, and like I said, it's 12:40 in the afternoon. Stocks are like dead at this time. Like stocks are boring. It's like they're just chopping around. They're barely doing anything. And then here, I mean, look at this. This is great stuff. I think I've just done longs. I should try a short, just so maybe some people have never seen shorts. But again, I'm watching. If you have a question or anything, let me know. NASA's just saying that they do 3 micros too. Yeah, what I should do is come up for NQ. So NQ is just, maybe I don't understand this correctly, but how do prop accounts make money if you could lose 10? Because during the test phase, it's a simulation environment. Good question. They're not actually losing money. It's a simulated environment. Because yeah, you're right. They're not going to let some degen show up and just lose 2,000 of their own money. So it is a simulator environment during the test phase. That chart is moving quick. Are you on the 1 second timer? No, this is the 2-minute time frame. But that's my point, right? People trade penny stocks. People trade meme stocks, meme coins, altcoins. People trade, options because I need that movement. I need that volatility. Well, I would submit to you that you can get even better volatility in the world of futures. And you have so much more control over it because, again, you could go from 1 to, so the other thing is, how much can I buy? How much does it cost? And that's what I like about the prop firms too, is they just tell you. So I'm going to go with the 50 just because I know that's at the top of your screen. So for the $85.50, that means you could buy up to 6 mini contracts or 60 micros. And what you've been watching me do is micros. So like I said, how much micros have I done so far? Max, I've done 3. And if you're looking at 3 and saying, wow, that's actually pretty volatile, then, I mean, think about it. I could have gone up to 60 of those. However, if you're looking at the 3 and saying, no, that wasn't that volatile, okay, fine. You could go up to 60 of those. So that's what I mean by you can increase your volatility. How much are the activation fees? There is no activation fee on this on Take Profit Trader. Oh, active as in after you pass the test phase? Is that what you're asking? All prop firms are a little different. They have several different, fees and such. So let's just say now what I was showing you was the MNQ. So the MNQ stands for micro. So MNQ, and this is what I would suggest. Everybody start on. Where do I start in the futures? Only thing you need to be trading is this right here. MNQ. M standing for micros. That's what you've been watching me trade. Then the other one is just the NQ. And the NQ, again, they're the same thing. They're the same chart. The only difference is the risk profile. On the MNQ, your gains are not going to add up as quickly. But that's two-sided coin because your losses are not going to add up as quickly. On the NQ, gains can add up very quickly, but of course, losses can too. That's why you got to, manage risk. So I would recommend everybody starts on the MNQ. And like literally one MNQ just to start to get your feet wet, get a feel for the volatility, and then you can quickly, okay, let's go to 2 MNQ, 3 MNQ. And eventually, if you're like, no, this is still not, then you can go up to the NQ. How do you profit? What do you mean, how do I profit? Like anything else, you make money. Buy low, sell high. Activation fee on Take Profit. So after you pass it, well, it depends on the promotion. So right now the promotion is the 50% off, but the activation fee, I want to say is 120, I think. Trade Ovate. I don't know if you can see it. You can't. It's got a blue T, and please tell me you're using the link, my link, or got a blue T. You want the Trade Ovate one. Can you confirm that you see that? What moving averages do you use? So on this one, got it. Yep, using your link. Perfect, Ant. What size account are you going with? Dotted yellow line here is the VWAP. Pink line here is a 200 period moving average. Green line here is the 21 EMA, not SMA, EMA for exponential moving average. And then the purple line right there is the 50 period moving average. Nice, 50,000. Very good. Yeah, so Ant, for you then, you'll be your test, you'll be looking to make $3,000. Don't do this. Don't even touch these ones. These 6 contracts here, Ant, don't touch those. Start with the micros, which is what what those first couple of trades were. And then get your feet wet, because with the NQ, so this is the one that has, you'll notice things add up a lot quicker. Man, I'm having such a good day. I don't want to, but it is for this. Let's see. So if I'm long there, stop down there. That's like, see, if I were to get long here and then I get stopped out, that's $400 loss. It was like, wait, how can from here all the way down there be $400? Yeah, that's what I mean. Boy, with Apple, just like you said, rejected. I need to pass the test phase first, right? After that, I get all the profit I trade. Is there? Correct. Yes, you got to pass the test phase. You have to prove yourself, and then in all prop firms kind of call it different things. But you'd go from what I call a test phase to then a funded account, where now the money you're making, you can start to get paid. And what I like about Take Profit Trader is a lot of prop firms, and this doesn't make them scams, but it's like, okay, you can only request the payout like once every 2 weeks or once a month or, once every 7 or 8 days. And again, those prop firms do pay. But in my mind, it's like, well, if I make the money, I want to be able to request the money right now and get the money right now. And Take Profit Trader, that's kind of what they've built their company model on is, hey, we have fast payouts. If you make money and if you want to request that money the same day you make it, put in the request and we will pay you. So that is why I really like Take Profit Trader. just because when you get to that phase where you can start to request the payments, again, after the test phase, it can be very quick. Yeah, you can use C. Well, I don't know. Is the cart reflecting the 50% off, Ant? You can use that just to be safe. Clay, CLAY is the promo code. But if you clicked on that link, it should already be fine. But you can use Clay just to be sure. So again, still looking for potentially another trade here. Again, if you're just logging on, I've been trading some futures here just to get show people how futures work. I know a lot of you follow my channel and are used to stocks and options, but futures are way better. There's no pattern day trading rule. They're open pretty much around the clock. You don't have to run scanners because you know what you're going to trade every day, because the same thing every day is giving opportunities. I've already made a couple of trades, and people, so they both happen to be green trades, which was always good. But that is what we're looking at here, is some futures trading. Again, if you would like a request for me to do an analysis on something, that's still fine. $5 super chats for a request, whether that's on a stock, futures, a crypto, or if you have a question that you want me to get to right away. So you would have to meet the profit target within 60 micro trades? No. That is just telling you how much size, max position size. So how much can you buy? That's what that's telling you. You could do 6 of the highly volatile contracts or do 60 of the very lower ones. Does that make sense, Jamie? Again, max position size. That's the most you could purchase per trade. Do the prop firms provide proper tax? Oh yeah, so this is another nice thing. Prop firms, it's a 1099. That's it. They will 1099 any money you make, they will send you a 1099. Easy peasy. You're going to get signed up, Jamie? You're kind of like Ant. You're pretty stubborn too. You've been asking questions the past few days and you just won't do it. You and Ant are quite the stubborn folk. But maybe this is all right, here we go. If I lose, you all owe me money here. I'm kidding. So what I want you to do is I want you to watch this right here, because this is going to show you how volatile these higher ones can be. So let's see.
Order filled.
So I am in. This is just one. All right, I'm out there because I just wanted to give you a taste. I didn't necessarily like that a whole lot, but I liked it enough where I thought I could get something out of it. So you just saw how, and that was in. That was only one. If you're looking at those numbers that were fluctuating down here and you're like, no, man, that's weak. That's weak sauce, dog. That's weak sauce. It's like, okay, fine. On the $50,000 account, you could have changed that up to 6. And I assure you, 6 is fluctuating a whole lot. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, on that one I made $90. So that was, I don't even know, how long was I in that trade for? Like 15 seconds? And I made $90. And let the goal here is, we're already over an hour. Oh man, we didn't even hit 50. Come on, can we get up to 50 likes, please? This is a prop account. So yeah, right now, I use and I recommend a prop account for the reasons I've gone over quite a few times. But yeah, so this is just right here. This account. Now there are various accounts that I have, because you can have up to 5 accounts. So yeah, it was real money in the sense of it's contributing towards, getting the next phase and all that. But like, was it real money? Like I can go spend it? No, not in that sense. But again, this is why it's prop firm trading, which has all the benefits to what I've talked about. Does anybody have any suggestions? Should I buy? Should I short? Should I wait? I'm going back to the micros, though. I'll tell you that right now. Short. Trav says I should short. I could short. Stop loss above the right there. Yeah, let's have a little fun. Let's see. I'm just gonna do one. So if I'm right, or I should say it's Trav. Uh-oh. Big O says long. Rashid says, wait for it to break. You didn't tell me what break. Now I'm getting all sorts of different answers. Oh, Trav was right. I blame Big O. You owe me and Trav money. You owe me and Trav money. That would have been a nice scalp. And maybe you're saying, what are you talking about? It went down and it came back up. Yes, in futures, that move right there, you can get actually quite a bit from that little movement right there. Short now? Okay, so you think it's going to come back down? Okay, let's go short now. I got a place for my stop right up there. So, come on. Red line's my entry point.
Order filled.
Okay. Stop is up there. Okay, let's see. Rashid, you said I should short now. Hey, there we go. There we go. Come on. If it can get down to 21.90, I'm going to move my stop loss down now. So now my loss is smaller. Should I move it to break even at least? What do you guys think? Or do I keep it up where it's at? Come on, tell me, hurry. What do I do with my stop loss? Put it to break even or put it a little bit in the green? Okay, break even. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit in the green now. So now we are ensuring ourselves a winning trade. In fact, let's go down to right. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Right here. Just move my stop loss down. Let's go. Keep falling. Keep falling for Daddy. Keep falling for Rashid. Let's go. Let's go. Do it. I'll move it down some more if it can break through 280. See, how is this? How are you saying? Oh, stocks are. No, give me a break. Get that stock. Get that option stuff out of here. This is on one contract. Let's go. Time to kick stocks to the curb, people. And again, no pattern day trading rule. I could do this all day if I wanted to. No pattern. There we go for Daddy. Come on down. Come on down. Let's go. I know. I'm going Lambo shopping after this. Let's go. Just move that stop loss down. Let it work for me. Let's go. All right, and stopped out there. So there we go. So Rashid, hey, props to you. Props to you. You said I should get short. I went short. And it worked out very, very nicely. And it was just, moving the stop loss. And again, Jim, do you know how much I made on that one? So like I said, that's futures trading for you. That was, and again, that was one. That was one micro. And that's as small as you can make it. Okay, I made $55. Fantastic. So I made $55 on one micro. If you're saying, are you serious? On that whole move, you only made $55? That was on one micro. That is the least you can get it. That's actually really crazy if you stop and think about it. Because again, on this account, you could go up to 60 micros. I could have had 60 of those things. And then that's a very, very big loss. But again, I'm just doing this because somebody in the chat told me to short. To their credit, well done. Now, I will say that I see what they're saying. It was a good idea. I mean, had the bear pennant here, getting short in the bear pennant. So if it was totally just a moronic suggestion, nah, not going to do it. But yeah, it was a good call. It was a good call. Down in this bearish pattern. Now, did I think it was going to go that much? No, but that's the point. You never know as a trader. That's why you got to let things work for you. There you go, Kevin. Exactly. Use the link. That's what I'm saying. And here's the other thing, is there's no pattern day trading rule here in futures. So you can trade as much as you want. Yes, as somebody said, that does factor in the risk of over trading, which is true, but you can trade as much as you want. How awesome is that? Mind-blowing. Because I realize most people do not have $25,000 to avoid the pattern day trading rule. And I get it. Well, in crypto, you don't have that sort of stuff. Yeah, but in crypto, you have things it's like watching paint dry. Things don't have volume or it's barely moving. But you're seeing this. Look at this move. I think that was my third trade. Yes, thank you, Trav. You can trade multiple accounts too at the same time, which is true, Trav, but I didn't necessarily want to get to that just because I don't want to overwhelm people. Yes, I've passed the testing phase. This is still a test because you can have multiple accounts, but yes, I've passed the test. In fact, there's a video I did that I would say to definitely recommend, that I would recommend watching. Let's see here. What has the test? I can't remember what I tell. Let's see if this brings it up. There we go. So I'll put this right here. So some lessons that I learned about passing a test. So if you want to check that out, you can go to that link right there. Would love some lives at Market Open. I am not trading live at Market Open. I have a premium private community that I need to devote my attention to. So and plus I have no interest in, hey, you scumbag, you lost me money. It's like, are you telling me you blindly followed me when there's a delay? It's like, no, there's not going to do that. I'll do some live trades now just because it's afternoon. And I'm doing this more of a convincing. Like I have no problem denying, like I am in total sales pitch mode for futures trading because I truly believe futures trading is so much better, especially for struggling and beginner traders because of the prop firm model where, again, a stupid, bad day where you go on tilt, and if you go on tilt and lose 2,000, you don't actually lose 2,000. So you learn a very valuable lesson for $85 as opposed to doing something really stupid and saying, wow, I learned a lot, but dang, that cost me $2,000. Nope, it would only cost you $85. So I know you are, Mark. And that's why I'm giving my, you're a hyper sniper or hyper sipper or hyper sniper. I met you in Columbus, Ohio. I know who you are. Please, I made 60,000 in one day. Definitely worth it. Yeah, no. I'm assuming, Trav, that's because you were trading multiple accounts. Is that how you made the 16,000 in one day? I don't want to. I quit options and stock 6 months ago. Yeah, exactly, Trav. Like, look at Trav. Single account. Holy smokes. I mean, I believe you because it's possible. But on a single. Okay, here we go. Should I, do I go long here? Should I pick up a single one? Do I go long or do I go short? Somebody tell me what to do. Again, you can try. I'll do it. No long yet. Wait. Okay. All right. Hey, I appreciate you guys saying, not just telling me to throw my money into the wolves. Don't trade. Wait for a good setup. Fair enough. Fair enough. So yes, this is futures. Can we get up? Oh, good. We're at 54 likes. And I am trying to convince people, at least consider it as a stock or option trader. And if you're getting up late, I don't know if you can rewind, but look at me. Can you tell I'm 41? Rewind. You young chaps are like, rewind? What does rewind mean? But if you go back, you'll just see a trade that was on one and it went in our favor and it was a great mover. You have to be patient because patient pays. That is true. But I'm also on a live stream right now, so I'm trying to balance entertainment, kind of trying to convey my point of just illustrating how great futures are. And again, I'm not trying to convey right now how great they are because I'm making money. I'm just trying to convey, did you see how fast numbers are adding up? And even if you're not convinced by that, can we trade from our phone or do we need a desktop? No, you can do your phone. Tradeovate has a desktop app. So did you get signed up, Ant, with Take Profit Trader? If so, they are going to now send you the login information to your Tradeovate account. So they actually set up the Tradeovate account for you, which is super nice. They will send you your login name and your password. So then you could use that information by when download Tradeovate app on your phone and then just use the login information that Take Profit Trader sends you. All right, I'm gonna do this. Just okay, never mind. I was gonna say I'll buy there, stop down here, but that shift down, that's creating. I mean, it's on 1 micro, so. All right, I'm gonna just for it. I don't go long at 200. No, we got a hammer again. Is this? Let's see, what is that? Yeah, okay. I'll do this just for the fun of it. So stop down there, and look how easy it is to put in orders. Look at that. Put in my buy, put in my stop loss, just like all clicking from the chart. I mean, that's another thing. Futures has some really cool platforms. All right, well, looking like this one is going to leave me behind. Free prop account? No. If there's any free prop accounts, that's bad. Like if a company is offering you free accounts, that's an unsustainable business model on their part. I really like Top Step. Minimum rules. Take Profit Trader has the intraday drawdown. How do you feel with that? Yeah, I mean, just got to be aggressive, but it stops trailing you. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to jump on this bandwagon. I'm going to need a mentor, though. I'm not learning this crap on my own. Well, right here, if you want, Kevin, we have a lot of good futures traders in here. So that's $99. It'll give you 3 months access. You can do yearly too if you want. Why did I exit? I never got in that trade. I was never filled. Maybe you meant why did I cancel my orders? I don't know what, but Big O, I never got in that one. Jumping in, meow. Fantastic. Make sure you use the link to get the discount, 50%, or just use code CLAY at checkout. All right. Okay, Trav said 200. Whoops. Again, and how nice. Look, I can click and I can either buy or sell just from the computer. I mean, it's super easy. The platforms are great too. Clay, can you sing a song, please? Rashid, you must be a member from the community if you know about the singing voice. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because again, I want people to just watch how fast the numbers fluctuate. So if this comes up right here, I'm going to buy. And then I'll have my sell down here as a stop loss. Nope, and it keeps dropping. No. All right, here we go. Let's do this. No, it keeps pushing up, so it's changing my risk profile. So I mean, just look at how smooth this moves. Again, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Pull up some penny stock chart or some small cap stock and look at their 2-minute time frame. It's gonna look. In fact, let's do that right here. I don't know. What's ONVO, right? That was a bigger one. So today, look at this. Okay. Wow, look at this. Big volume and everything. And then you pull to the 1-minute time frame. Look at this. What is this? What kind of guy? How are you supposed to trade that? What's another sub cap small? What's a sub $10 one? Hooch is here. Hooch, I'm going to add you as a mod. I don't know what powers that gives you, but I trust you. There we go. Hooch, you now have powers to, I think, mute people and delete messages. So, but yeah. So what? Come on, somebody tell me what's a sub $5 stock or $10 stock today? That RGTI, right? Has that been kind of a popular one? I mean, look at this 1 minute. Watch how this trades. Oh, good. It moved. I'm watching this right here. Oh, it moved some more. Whew. Okay. Oh, it went back up. Oh, okay. So here we go. Here's one of these typical, I'm going to trade these small stocks because that's where the big money comes. And then let's watch this over here. I mean, look at that. And this is, again, 2-minute time frame. GRP. Oh, okay. GRPO. Let's pull up. Is GRPO having a big day today? GRPO. Oh my goodness. That can't be right. Oh, that's ACHN. ACHR. I mean, look at this one. ACHR. Again, on the daily time frame, okay, yeah, it's been making some big movements today. It's one of these, it's less than $10. So people are like, well, I got a smaller account. I need to trade with these. Again, if you have a smaller account, how much purchasing power can you get with the prop firm here? You can get $50,000 of purchasing power for $85. Gotta like that. But you drop down here to the 1 minute. Like, what is this? Like, really, you want to sit here and try to trade this as a day trader? Oh, it's not even moving. Come on. You gonna move or what? Come on. Oh my goodness. Oh, it just went. Oh. What was another one? RILY. So this one on the daily. Okay, good example. So this one on the, oh, look at this. Boom. Yeah, look at this. That's all right. All right, well, let's look at like a day trader time frame. Oh. Okay. Well, this is cool. Oh. Right. And then we go to futures and you have movement. You have just a smooth looking chart. I mean, come on. If this doesn't get you interested in future, and again, I'm repeating myself, but there's always new people getting logged on. No pattern day trading rule. There is zero pattern day trading rule. I can short whenever I want. If I think this, and you saw this earlier, I shorted. So, on these smaller cap stocks, penny stocks, you have to go like locate shares and you have to pay extra for them. You have none of that hassle. And you don't have to run scans. Every single day, I'm watching this one. And that's what I'd recommend. MNQ. That's where you start. MNQ. After you prove to yourself that you can get a handle on MNQ, then you can consider the NQ because that is even more volatile. I'm new to all of this. Can you explain a little more about when you're going over things? Yeah, right now I'm trading futures. And I'm trading futures through a prop firm, and I'm trading futures because as a new person, Alexander, unless you have $25,000, you will not be able to day trade as much as you want. Because there is a government regulation called the pattern day trading rule that states in the world of stocks and options, if you have under 25,000, you are not allowed to trade as much as you want. But in the world of futures trading, which is what we're watching here, you are allowed to trade as much as you want. So that in and of itself, I would argue, is a good enough reason to do futures. But futures can be very volatile. You can make a lot of money. You can lose a lot of money, which is also why the prop firms are very smart. Because if you, and you will, you are going to have those dumb moments as traders. We all have them. I would rather have a dumb moment cost you $85, which is what an account would cost. This account gives you $50,000 of purchasing power. But I would rather have one of those dumb moments where you do learn a lot. So it's like, oh, well, that was dumb, but at least I learned some things. I would rather have those sorts of learning lessons cost you $85 as opposed to $2,000. Because if you were to lose $2,000, then technically you fail the test. They take the account away from you. Now you can always purchase another account, but it only costs you $85. Can you sign up outside the USA? Yes. What country are you in? There are a few countries where they won't let you, but the vast majority of countries you are allowed. So that's actually another benefit. For international people, if you want direct access into the USA markets, here you go. I was told to go long at 21,200. Yeah, maybe. So that's the low. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll buy here, and then I'll put a stop down here. So there we go. So look at that. Look how fast my trade plan was in. I'm looking to buy at the green line. My stop is down there at the red line. Does any offer this product on Webull? You don't want Webull because Webull means you have to use your own money. Don't use your own money because if you have a really bad day and you lose $2,000, you literally just lost $2,000 of your own money. So no, do not trade futures on Webull because you have to use your own money to trade futures on Webull. If you use a prop firm account, you're not using your own money. Your only money at risk is $85, assuming you do the $50,000 account. If you do $100,000 purchasing power, now the only money that's at risk is $165. So no, don't do it on Webull. That means you are using your own money. Don't take that unnecessary risk. Because you're going to do something stupid. Futures are going to catch you off guard a little bit. And I'd rather have that moment have you saying, oh, wow, I learned a lot, but whew, that just cost me thousands of dollars. Are these wash sales? No. Telosa, I appreciate your concern with taxes and all that sort of stuff. No, like I said, the tax structure through a prop firm is a 1099. If you make money, they 1099 you. That's what you report to your accountant. That's what I mean. Like taxes, you're right. With stocks and all that, wash sales and how do I do this and this, it's like you can simplify it. You only learn if it is real pain. I agree. And I would argue that I would rather have quote unquote real pain be defined as $165 as opposed to $3,000. Or I'd rather have real pain being defined as $85 compared to $2,000. What's your preferred prop firm platform? I like Tradovate. So I'm using Take Profit Trader, which is who that link is up above, claytrader.com/take profit. Okay, I'm going to cancel this out. So I click that. Both those lines disappear. The orders were gone. Is it $85 for the first month or the next month too? For every month. But that's why I'm saying you can pass the test in the first month because that way you don't have to pay the $85 again. And I promise you, I mean, some of you are seeing how fast these move. You can make $3,000 within a month. Very realistically, I'm not going to say easy because nothing in trading is easy. But my point is you don't have to take multiple months to make the $3,000 and pass the test. So I would say aim for it within a month because that is more realistic. Are stocks like you don't want to trade stocks? Stop. Cornell, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. But stop being. Do you have Cornell, do you have $25,000? What do you think? Hey, thank you, Hooch. Again, I want to please. I was told that even conversation in the chat box helps out with the algorithm. So conversation is great. So thank you, Hooch, for doing that. That's helpful. That generates conversation. And it'll be harder to reach 3,000 on MNQ. Yes, it will be harder, but it will also be harder to blow up your account and fail the test. So it's a two-sided coin. But yes, you do have that right. It will be harder to reach $3,000, but it will also be harder to blow up your account. So the inverse to that, it'll be easier to reach $3,000 if you trade NQ, but it will also be easier to blow up your account. Okay, so Cornell does have 25,000. So you technically don't have to worry about the pattern day trading rule. So that is nice, but I still would submit to you that I think that if you're going to do something stupid, I'd rather have the stupid cost you $85 as opposed to $2,000. But to answer your question, no, the Tradovate is just futures. Why did I choose TPT over Apex? Because Hooch, who's actually in the room, I made him moderator. He's been with me since I began the site back in 2013. He's Canadian, but I still like him. But he told me, he's like, hey, he uses both, but he said TPT, they have a great payout policy and they'll get paid. And then he also said, I mean, just speaking very bluntly, he's like, and I mean, they have a great referral program. And if you can refer something to people that really can't help them out, which is, I truly do believe prop firms will help you out, then they have a great referral program. So yeah, I mainly picked it because I trusted Hooch, and Hooch did not let me down. The only way he lets me down is the fact he's a Canadian, but besides that, I'm good. Apex is not a scam. I would argue that they're definitely more complicated to understand for minds like mine. And to be fair to you, you didn't say they're a scam. You said they're very scam-like. But no, Apex pays, but they're one of those where you don't get paid like whenever you want. Whereas I think that if you've made money and it's your money, you should be able to just get say, hey, I want paid. And Take Profit Trader, they're like, okay, yeah, we'll pay you. Yeah, Cornell, and I'm just giving you a hard time. But congratulations to you, the fact that you have $25,000 to trade with. That puts you in a category where not a lot of people are at. Apex is not a scam, but their trade copier is no good. Yeah. All right. So let's. Can we make another trade here? What's going on? All right. Well. For those of you logging on, we are trading futures because I'm trying to convert stock traders, options traders, forex traders, crypto traders into futures traders because futures are just so much better. So much better in so many ways. I'm coming back to trading after 1 year. Clay, I got sick. Now I'm going to sign up for the prop firm. Awesome. Make sure you use the link. Yeah, I had a feeling you're in my community when you're cracking jokes about songs. Maybe I get short here if it comes down, and then yeah. Let's see, sell. I just missed it. See how fast these things move? Do I short the break of that? I don't know. I mean, where do you put the stop? Way up there? Oh man. Again, that's and these movements. I mean, these are great movements. Clay's on a mission, turning the world to futures. One trader. That's right. That's right. I am. And I have yet to refute. I have yet to somebody to win in the court of in the quote unquote court of law. Like I present my evidence. Nobody has been like, yeah, but stocks, and they've presented a more persuadable case because it's impossible. You can't do it. Like I'll win the battle probably 90% of the time based on the pattern day trading thing alone. Like you cannot make a convincing argument for stocks. Now, if you're somebody that's like selling stock scanners and your bread and butter is trading certain types of stocks, I get it. You're not going to tell people about future. Oh, look at that. I'm trying to explain. Read the chat box and trade. Bro, explain the trading rule. I use Webull and move thousands back and forth with no issues and literally like pennies for fees. The trading rule is, do you have Mr. Anonymous, do you have $25,000 in your Webull account? I'm not trying to get in your business, but I kind of got to know that so I can better address that. Short played out, but would have been a little dangerous with that big of a stop. Yeah, Trav, exactly. That's why as soon as it moved, the risk is very minimal since it's not our money is the main benefit in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Sadie Love. Yeah, Sam, you're right. My community has been telling me about futures for a very long time, but more specifically, prop firms. And I'll be on board. I was just like, no, prop firms, that sounds kind of scammy. That sounds kind of wishy-washy. But then a bunch of like some of the best traders were doing it through a prop firm, and they kept poking politely. And then eventually I was just like, you know what? And I did an entire video on why I made the switch. But what I was trading was getting very kind of hard to get filled, and it was just, and I was like, you know what? Why not give it a try? And then I gave it a try, and I'm like, I should have done this a long time ago. Plus, again, it helps me relate to people because when I'm on YouTube and I'm trading and my positions are like $80,000, it's like, okay, like cool, but how many people have $80,000 in a position that they can trade with? But now I'm like, hey, I'm trading futures on a prop firm. Hey, you can do the same exact thing. So it's just, I can relate to so many more people now. And again, it's good. It's not like I'm requesting something that's sketchy. And I in my defense too, there are a bunch of prop firms out there. Really, the only one I recommend is Take Profit Trader because I just like them. So it's not like I'm recommending every prop firm because I'm trying to get every affiliate out there. No, I'm just doing this one because I believe in them. I believe in the model of how it helps you protect risk, how it helps you learn efficiently. Because again, if you have blowups, I'd rather have a really stupid decision cost $85 as opposed to $2,000. Just an awesome year going live. Yeah, I'm kind of live. I'm more so just goofing around is not the right term, but I just want to show people what futures look like, how they trade, because I remember thinking as a stock trader, I don't know, futures, that seems a little bit, but it's like, oh, I regret staying that way for so long. Sounds like you give real advice. Thanks for any responses to my question. Did I miss your question, Phil Boy? I did. Scalping for 5 to 10% on dip is not possible in your opinion, or way hard. Scalping for 5 to 10%. In futures, you don't really need to think about percents. You want to think in points. So like from, I'll put an order up here. So from that red line down to that green line, give or take. So that's, whoops. There we go. Watch it shoot up here and film me. I'm kidding. But so for this distance right here, that is 10 points. So with NQ, 1 point equals $20. So this is your first options lesson. So if this move, if that space was 10 points and 1 point is worth $20 with NQ, how much dollar value was that move right there? This space, how much was that worth? Again, 1 point equals $20. That space was 10 points. How much was that worth? Who are our math geniuses out there? Thanks, Johnny. Again, real life lesson. That space was 10 points. 1 point is worth $20. So how much was that space actually worth? Exactly. $200. And that was only on one contract. So if you were to go, so let's go back here, and then on the 85, you bought 6 contracts. Now all of a sudden, you have to multiply by that 200 by 6, because that $200 that you were just telling me about was only for one contract. But if you have 6 of these, then you would multiply the $200 by 6. So that space right there, which I think we can all agree, not the biggest of distances, but if you had 6 contracts of the NQ, that's $1,200 right there. Now, if you were just going, you know what, I know I wanted a bigger account. So let's say you got a $100,000 and you could buy 12 contracts. Now what are you doing? Well, that $200 you multiply by 12. So that space here was $2,400. So that's why I don't say, let me cancel that out before I forget. So that's how futures move. They move in points, and then points are worth certain amounts. Joel, I got to add you as a mod too. I added Hooch and Apple Cider Guy. Obviously, you have no obligation to be here, but if you find yourself here, then I know I can trust you. There we go. My futures for begin. Yeah. I actually share that quite a bit. So for those people that have no idea what futures are, if you go to the site, I'll put a link to. I do offer a totally free 4-part series. So click on that link, and you can go learn about futures, what they are, how they work. I think I'm maybe missing some things now. Great interaction. We're at 58 likes. Can we let's bump that likes up a little bit more? Did Mr. Anonymous ever reply back? Yeah, he never did. Watching Clay for years now. I've learned a lot from you, my friend. Great, Johnny. I appreciate that. Yeah, like Trav says, one NQ from 200 to 240 would have been $800 in one trade. Exactly. And when he says one NQ, that means one contract. Because in futures, you're not buying shares or anything. You're buying contracts, which, you know, on the platform up here, that's where that comes into play. Does it have a video on how to utilize the platform? It does not, Cornell, but it's pretty self-explanatory. So like once you get your chart, there's 2 ways. You can use the buttons up here, buy market, buy bid. You can sell market, sell the offer, or you can just click on the chart. And then right there you can see it gives me, do I want to sell here or do I want to buy? Phil, oh, no, Phil, no need to apologize. Does one contract still mean 100 shares? No, no. You don't have to worry about any of that, Johnny. I know you're asking that because it's like options. And, you know, if you want, I do go more into the math within that class, but at the end of the day, the nice thing about the prop firms is they just do the math for you and they'll just tell you. Like if you're getting the $50,000 account, the most you can do is 6 of the very volatile futures or up to 60 of the less. So that they're just capping you right there, right? The max position size. So it does not need, because that was one of my concerns too. It's just like, okay, well, if I have XYZ amount of money, how many contracts can I actually buy? Like, how does this math work out? But now, like, and so that's a very valid concern. And that was something that always was kind of just like, I don't know. But yeah, at this point, it's just like, no, very straightforward. And I will note, if you like this live trading, please hit the like button. Super chats are cool. Like even a $2 super chat just as feedback that you like this live trading. I'm not opposed to doing more of this. Just so I can illustrate. Like I said, my main goal here is I want to make people aware of futures because I really do believe in it. But I'm not a sweet little angel. This is a for-profit business too, so I'm not sitting here like making it sound like I'm doing this purely out of the charity of my heart. No, if you use that link, it's an easy way to support the channel because I will get something that's an affiliate link. But I truly think that they're worthwhile. It's enjoyable to recommend things that you believe in, and I really do believe in the prop firms because Again, I've said it a million times and I'll say it a million more times. You're going to do dumb things as a trader. You're going to struggle as a trader. And when you do something stupid, you go on tilt, you just do something really bad and your conclusion is, wow, that was really dumb, but I learned a lot. I would rather have that not cost you $2,000. I'd rather have it cost you $85 because $85 is the price to purchase an account. Now, and you will fail the test if you do lose $2,000. But again, you don't actually lose $2,000 of your money. It was just $85. Rashid, yeah, I can see your messages. Did I miss one? Oh, it's one testing phase in real money, correct? Yes. Yep. Got to prove yourself first. Do you watch, Mike, do you watch any other indicators that are not on the current screen? Yes. In the sense of I watch other time frames. So off screen, I'm watching the 5-minute time frame and I'm keeping an eye on the 15-minute time frame. But as far as like indicators, like on another chart, do I have like some sort of, other moving average? I don't. But if you're classifying indicators as other time frames, then yeah, I am. How am I at 1 hour and 40 minutes? This is fun. We might as well just go for a new record here. Maybe go for 2 hours. 2 hours puts. Yeah, I guess it's not work if you're having fun, and this is fun. I enjoy the discussion. All right, I could go long here. This isn't terrible. Long, stop down here with one so people can see how fast these things move. So watch how easy it is to put in orders. I want to get long here, my stop down there. Look at that, boom, trade in. So green line represents my long. Now if I get filled, I want you to watch this number down here, because that's going to show how volatile and how quickly these can move around. Come on down. Come on, price, hit that green line. And I am doing 1 micro intentionally because so you can see this is the bare minimum that you could expect. Bare minimum. But first I got to get filled. I'm going to make my wrist box a little smaller. Not that it matters really because, it's 1 micro, but maybe get a little bit of a fake break right here, hit me, and then get a bounce. So we'll see what happens. We'll let that continue to play out. Might be going down to 150 now. Yep, I don't think that's crazy at all. But there is a very clear congestion point right here. So I don't think it's unreasonable to think that there could be some buyers down here. Worst case, I'm wrong. And it is headed down to 150, but that's what a stop loss is for. And I know you know that, Trav. I'm just talking in general. Is there a time or day that you do talk about stocks in dip buying or scalping? Yeah, usually, yeah. This started off me doing analysis on stocks. But Phil, why do you want to do stocks? Phil, do you have $25,000 in your account? Here we go. Hit that green. There we go. I'm in. Filled. Okay, so watch this down here and watch how these numbers fluctuate. Again, if you're someone that's like, that's too slow, keep in mind, I only have 1. So if it's too slow for you, all you have to do is bump up that number. If you do the 50,000 account, you could take that number up to 60. Uh-oh, very close to getting stopped. Looking like I probably will get stopped. So there you go. Stopped out on that one. But mission accomplished. You saw the things fluctuate down here. And to reiterate, if you looked at those and thought that's way too slow, yawn, boring, all you have to do is make that number higher. That's all you got to do. Hey, thanks, Ant, for the super chat. If we pass the testing phase and then take a break for a couple months, do we have to start over the test phase again? I don't know, Hooch, how does that work? I would say make a trade every now and then. And when I say make a trade, I mean you could do a micro and then buy and sell real quickly. And that's what a stop loss is for. You don't want to hold and hope because this thing has gotten moving quite a bit. That's why you want to use a stop. But once you pass, so yes, once you pass, you should be good to go. Okay, there you go. Do you see Hooch's reply? So one trade could be literally, you could buy a micro and then immediately sell it. So you're either probably making $1.50 or you're losing $1.50. But that would be a trade for like your week. But yeah, you don't want to like take a break and then totally disappear. Wow, look at this move. Why didn't I get short? So Trav, good call. Trev, you should join our group. Join this. You'll fit in really nice. You seem to be a good, solid, quality trader. Please consider joining that. Okay, Phil says, no, you do not have $25,000. You have 1,000. Okay, Phil, then you are not going to be able to trade as much as you want because you will fall under the pattern day trader rule. So if you think you're going to just show up and start trading and buying dips and selling them and then buying dips, that's not going to happen because you need to have at least $25,000 in the world of stocks to avoid the pattern day trader rule. But if you only have 1,000, that's fine. But you're not going to be able to trade as often as you want because you have to deal with the pattern day trader rule. Whereas in the world of futures, you don't have to deal with that at all. You can trade as much as you want. So, I mean, you are a perfect example of why just futures are so much better. The trade has to be at least 1 minute long too, I think. No, that's not true, NAS. That's not true. What is the cash out option once I pass the test and make profit? Can I share some link I'll read up? Yeah, well, just go to the site, claytrader.com/take profit. But yeah, the way it works is once you pass and you start to make money, you can request it right away and they'll pay you. That's why I like Take Profit Trader. Other sites, they'll make you wait. They only do it maybe every couple weeks. And again, that doesn't mean they're a scam. They still do pay. But I just like the model of, hey, you're making money, so request the money and then they'll pay you. I like trading. Just started trading 4 months ago. People are like, I was going to make it look possible. Just want 10% on $1,000 a day. Okay, well, yeah, you're need it. You're not going to be able to do that with stocks because you only have $1,000. You're going to have to deal with the pattern day trader rule. That's why I'm saying, Phil, if you do what I'm showing you here, you won't have to deal with the pattern day trader rule. I'm trying to help you out here. Trying to make your life a little easier. Can we get 75? I like 75 is kind of a nice for you. It's like what we would call a nice grandma number. Can we get 75 likes? That would be fantastic on this. Do I take another trade? Do I get short here, stop up here, see if it wants to roll back over? Yeah, I could do that with one. Let's see. So let's see.
Order filled.
And then there we go. So let's see if this wants to come back down. If it gets down to 175, I'll move my stop loss down to break even. I don't know. Maybe this thing's about to V-shape, but worst case, I got my stop right there. Again, look at these numbers down here. If you don't think they're adding up quick enough or, fluctuating quick enough, just realize all you got to do is add more than one. This is the bare minimum that I could do. And stop.
Order filled.
Wait.
Order filled.
How did I, what happened there? I got like 2 fills or something? I don't know what happened there. I must have misclicked something because there's like 2 trades in there all of a sudden. All right, well, that one didn't work out. So we were on a 2-trade losing streak. But also the hidden lesson here is this is why risk management matters, because if you remember the trades I made at first, especially that one that was right here, I mean, that was a really good one. But again, like I said, a lot of these I'm just putting on just to put on, just so you can kind of get an idea of what futures trading looks like. Yeah, Phil, I'm telling you, futures, especially as somebody that's new and doesn't know any better, the best thing for you is to have rules imposed on you, and these rules will force you to manage risk. And as any veteran will tell you, trading is not about making money. Trading is about managing risk. And these rules that a prop firm will put on you during the test phase are forcing you to manage risk. And that's, like I said, as a newbie, when you don't know any other ways, man, that's such a good thing to have, to have rules imposed on you. All right, we got about 11. Well, yeah, we'll go to 2 hours. So we got 11 minutes. I'm gonna do a sell. I'm gonna do a short there if it wants to come back down, and I'll put my stop right up there.
Stop filled.
So I'm in. So let's see if this wants to come back down. I mean, this thing is very beat up on the day, so I'm somewhat playing with fire, but not really playing with fire because it's 1 micro. If it can get down to 180 here, I will move my stop to break even. We'll see what it wants to do. Again, watching these numbers down here, if you are not impressed, oh, that's too slow, that's weak sauce. Again, all you got to do is move that up to a much higher number, and these numbers will jump around a whole lot more. Oh, come on now, Hooch. We want people to go to Take Profit Trader. I'm trying to make this worth my time. We can't be dividing the crowd and conquering. So let's see if this wants to get down to 80. Yeah, I know you're hijacking the stream. I give you mod privileges, and then you're sending people away from what? Come on down. A little bit more. There we go. All right, we are now in the green. So worst case, this is a winning trade. Now it's just a question of does this want to get more continuation? With more continuation, I will move my stop down more. But at worst case now, this is a winning trade because the green line, my stop, is in front of the blue line, which is my entry point. So let's see if it wants to push down some more. I know, Clay, you're barely making any money. I know, it's 1 contract. Had I done a lot more, it would be more. But again, I'm just trying to show you how fast these things can move around. There we go. There we go. Okay, going to move it down some more. Move it down some more. Just following this down, making money. And I'm out right there. So there we go. Going to definitely use your link. Been using your stock analysis for entertainment for a few years. Cool. Sorry, Hooch, that one's got to go. I'm all for it in the inner circle, but here, you're the one that told me, hey man, they have a great referral program. You could create another nice stream of income for yourself, and that's what I'm trying to do. And now you're trying to step on my toes. I'm just following what you told me to do. Come on, let's get up to 75 likes. 9 more. We got 8 minutes to get up to 9 more. But there we go. Another winning trade there. And I should note, this is not how I'm saying you have to trade. I'm just, just want you to see how they operate, how they work. And something else you could do, I don't know, is this we're gonna get a breakdown through there. Break through there, come down to the close from yesterday at 150. Look at that, right off that line. The other nice thing about futures is they really respect technicals. 73.70, come on, 2 more. 2 more. It was kind of fun earlier when people were telling me what trade I should make. That one worked out really well. ASMR for my 9 to 5. Is that a ticker? Oh wait, ASMR. Isn't that something about like chewing food or something? I don't get it. My kills, you're going to have to specify. I don't understand. ASMR for my 9 to 5. Are you saying you eat food on the internet? Cool, Phil. Well, thanks for swinging by. And I'm not trying to downplay anything. But yeah, $1,000 in the world of stocks, not going to do you a whole lot. $1,000 in the world of futures through a prop firm, it opens up quite a bit for you, I would argue. Come on, 2 more likes. 2 more likes. I don't know. Do I take this break? What do people think? Do I go short here? Too late. Well, there is the breakdown. And look at that. What was I saying about really, appreciates, respects technicals? No, it's not like every single breakdown is a perfect smooth winner, but that sort of thing. And again, this is 1:40 in the afternoon. Let's go back and look. What else could you be doing as a stock trader? You know, what's some of the smaller stocks out there that are moving today? Let me pull something up real quick. All right, TRNR has 153 million shares. TRNR. So let's take a quick look at the daily. And like, oh, wow, look at this big move. It was up here all the way down here. And then, okay, well, let's look at the 1 minute. Like, talk about paint drying. Look at this thing. Waiting for the chart to change. Waiting for it to... And again, this is a stock with... This has 155 million shares. Look, still not even moving. Hello? Is this thing on? Bueller? Hello? Look, are you... Okay. There we... Oh, look, we got a new... Like, are you serious? Oh, there we go. We finally got some movement. So, like, why would you waste your time trading small caps or when you can come and trade stuff like this that's at the same exact time of day, moving beautifully, so smooth? MULN. Yeah, let's take a look at MULN. So we'll start on the daily. MULN. So yeah, you're like, oh wow, look at all this volume on a sub $10 stock, and then you come down to the 1 minute, and it's like, okay, honestly, this 1 minute looks a little bit smoother, but again, let's just look at it from like a moving standpoint. Okay, there we go, got a little bit of movement. Okay, there we go. All right, this one's moving better, but still, that whole move was like 4 cents. 4 cents a share. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Nice. At 78 likes. Oh, boy. Now my voice is starting to feel it now. But I guess I was kind of hooting and hollering, too. How about those 000 stocks waiting for... Yeah. Yeah, or people that are like, I only got $1,000. Let me go buy a 000 stock. It's like, okay, well, that's not going to be day trading. Because you can't day trade stocks for $1,000. Pattern day trading rule, you don't have enough money. And 000 stocks don't move quick enough. But in the world of futures, you can. How? Well, because if you have $1,000, you could come purchase $50,000 of buying power for $85. And there you go. You're in the game. You pass the test. You start to make money. I mean, you could be looking at a really good return on investment. Oh, and I missed it. Look at this movement. No, I don't mean it as like I missed it like I would have traded it perfectly. I just meant missed actually watching it happen. Oh, man, yeah, my voice is really starting to feel it. Can we get up to 80 likes? Can we get up to 80? This was fun, though. Just trading live a little bit, hanging out, shooting the breeze, answering some questions, hopefully helping people out, knowing there's a better way than having to be stuck in penny stocks or small caps or, you know, meme coins and altcoins, and there's a better way. There's a better way to actually, quote unquote, be a day trader. I like to go all in. Yeah. No, I mean, do what floats your boat, daily options trader. I'm being stubborn right now. I said I'll go 2 hours. So it's like, I mean, could I end it right now? I don't think too many people would be like, but there would all be that one person. You liar. You little scumbag. You said 2 hours and you stopped at 1 hour and 58 minutes. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, I see. ASMR for 9 to 5. Call me to listen to. Thank you for the clarification, my kills. So yeah, I guess I'll start to do my my sales pitch stuff. For any of you that would like to join our private community, we have a ton of really, really good traders. You can check out that link. It's not free, but it's amazing. And it's $99, not per month, but per 3 months. But it's amazing what $99 will do to keep out trolls and pump and dumpers and drama queens and all that. So if you're a serious trader, you want to, and when I mean serious, I don't mean successful. If you are brand new and you don't know anything, I would argue, you know what's really good for those people? Surrounding yourself with other quality traders that know what they're doing so you can learn from them. So if you want to, put yourself in a serious environment with trader, I mean, we all joke around and have fun, but, check out, consider joining the private community. And then if you do want to give futures a try and do it through the prop firm, use that link. That'll give you 50% off the prices. Soundhound, a possible short squeeze coming. I mean, do you really? Okay, here we go. Soundhound, isn't that S-O-U-N? So, Cheech, like, why are you spending your time with this nonsense? Okay, so Soundhound, S-O-U-N. Like, okay, it gapped up today. Let's look at the 1 minute time frame. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, this big move from 992 down to here was what, like 15 cents? Like, this whole move was 15 cents. Cheech, JD, sweet blood. You could be trading futures right now with no pattern day trading rule and getting all sorts of smooth volatility. Who cares if there's going to be a short squeeze in Soundhound? You would want a short squeeze because you're looking for big movements. You don't need short squeezes. Just trade futures. And look at this. Plenty of big movements here. Yeah, Trav, thank you. Consider joining, please. Would love to. I can tell you seem to have your head on straight. So please consider joining. And we're at 2 hours. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, consider the joining the room. If you hit that like button. If you have not yet, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're a subscriber so you know when we go live next. But 2 hours, a new record. But this was fun. I had a good time. Good to see some members from the community join, the private community, so that get some mod work in here, getting some discussion going, and doing some actual trading here. So, but yeah, make sure you hit that like if you have not yet, and swing by the site, claytrader.com, if you want to learn more about what's offered. And if you have any questions, Clay at claytrader.com. Feel free to reach out and email me at any point. So everybody, thank you for being here. And I will be back tomorrow at lunchtime. And I don't know if it's going to go 2 hours, but I'll be back. Take care. Have a good one.